So good evening, everyone. Hope all are
Yeah,
doing good.
hi Rajiv. Good evening. Yes, Rajiv. Yes, you are audible. Okay.
Okay. So let
Rajiv, can you share your screen?
Actually, I was searching. Yeah, sure, sure. I was searching to change the weather, but I was not.
did anyone ask me something?
Really, I mean, like Matana spoke to me. I said her to pull the changes and let me know. She didn't come back to me, so I thought it was like okay, you're able to see those changes. And
But actually, today I tried. Actually, I tried yesterday also, and
so did you pull it from the
yeah,
this latest? Okay, Bharat
yeah,
one. Okay,
feature Bharat one,
okay, that's perfect.
feature Bharat one brand.
Okay, can you pull it from
I
the
was
branch
checking
again?
here.
I did commit those changes
Yeah, sure.
like 2 days back, not even.
Yes.
Are we waiting
Yeah,
for someone?
I'm pulling again. Bharat.
Yeah, sure. We'll have a look.
Sure, no, no.
Can we get started?
Yesterday
Yes.
Okay. I see someone speaking out.
expired.
Oh, shit. Thanks,
I
Rajiv.
finally because
My password is also going
they
to expire.
Can all mute if
if you and I
so
one
that
more thing
others
like
can
SIM
listen
worker number
properly?
Yes, I
I
think
mean
we
I
can
was
also
not
put
able to
all of
find
it.
my SIM
Groups.
worker number. So
Oh,
somehow one Eclipse and like UI
I think
application was not working for
Bharat Kumari.
and then I today I somehow I
Okay. I've put on mute. Okay. So we'll get started today. Today we will cover up. We will start with streams, like which I wanted to cover in day one itself. So streams are nothing but the data which flow, which we have to read from a file or from a console, that is incoming stream. And if we want to write out something to a file, that is an outgoing stream. So we will go through both the streams today. Um, okay. So streams are the sequential bytes which are received from either file or a console. So we have two types of streams, input and output stream. Input are something which we have to read. Either it can be file or a data. Data means through the console where the user is typing live. And the output can be to a console window or to a file. We'll see one simple program to handle both of these. I will share the documentation. As I said, I'll be using only the documentation. This is the Java 16 documentation. Yesterday I shared was 7. How do I go back? Anyway, I'll share in the chat later. So I go to this. So what I have done is I have created one main program today, April 16, a fresh main program. And to read a data, we have to use buffered reader. We'll go to the buffered reader is inside the package java.io. So we'll go to the documentation. We'll see what is there in java.io package. So I'll go here. You can see that inside the java.io package, we have few interfaces and we have a set of classes, a bunch of classes. And there are descriptions on what each class does, all those things. So our aim is to get to read the input. So I'll search for input stream and see how many occurrences are there. So okay, we have buffered input stream. Here you see the description. A buffered input stream adds functionality to another input stream. So this gives you detail on what they are doing. I'll be reading now buffered reader. You can use anything. Each one has its own advantage and disadvantage. Just you have to go through the document. I'll buffered reader. let's see the description. Okay.
Rajesh, could you
What
please
is
explain the stream? I didn't get it. What you were telling.
explain the
Streams.
yeah? The streams are nothing but the byte of data. Like let's say, so far in the program we have only written to console, correct? We have not read anything from the console. We have not read, like when I type what is your name, if I type Rajesh, I didn't read in the program so far, right? I'll run on this, show and show this. Okay. So there is a program. All we have done so far is we have written something to the output, correct?
Yes.
For this program, it is waiting for my input. You see the cursor is here. It is waiting for my input. We have not done this so far. So there are few
Okay.
scenarios where we want the user input to be fetched in the program. Like, what is your name? User has to enter his name. That case, we are going to fetch the user data. We have done the reverse way. We have always sent out the data like hello, welcome, welcome to Java. All these are output stream. We have sent back to the user and displayed. We have not retrieved something from the user. So that is what stream is. Stream is reading a bunch of data from either a file or from a console. That is stream. Read or write. Both will be converted. When I type my name is here Rajesh, this Rajesh will be converted as a bytes. Depending on the ASCII value, it will be converted as byte and it will be sent to the Java program. That is what stream is about. So stream is byte of data, either reading or writing. So my aim now is I have to read the data. So what I have done, I've used a buffered reader. Why I've used buffered reader? The documentation says read a text from a character input stream, buffering characters so as to provide the efficient reading of characters, array and line. So I want to read a text from a lines. So what they have said, for the efficient reading of characters, arrays and lines. So I want to read a line. So I'm using buffered reader. If you want to know how to use the buffered reader, you click on that class, you go inside, there will be an example how to use this class. So buffered reader object equal to new buffered reader of something is there in the inside. To know what is that something, come here and see. That is a reader object. So I'm going to go buffered reader, the buffered reader object BS. This is the object name equal to new buffered reader of the reader object. So if I go inside this reader object, the reader object can be obtained by these are different ways. There was something as input stream inside the start. Input stream, yeah, input stream reader. So subclasses, it is having input stream reader. This you'll know as you start writing programs. For now, you might like wonder like why, how did I know that I have to use this? Because I've been using this long time. I know that to read a line, I have to use this way. To write a line, I have to use this way. So once you start using the program, writing programs, you'll know that, okay, to read something, I have to use this way. So I'll use input stream reader and I'll pass system.in. System.in means the console. Whatever is typing, I'm going to pass it here. So
Rajesh, your buffer reader is a class or a
buffered
interface?
reader is a class here. We'll go here, class buffered
Okay.
reader. It is provided by Java library.
Okay.
And
For this class, there is any particular method? Method means
so
predefine a
read,
method.
yeah, it has, if you come down, these are the methods, all methods, right? You have close, lines, mark. We are going to use this method, read line. If you go inside that, what does it say? Reads a line of text. A line is considered to be terminated by any of the one feed next line. Carriage returns means the enter key in the keyboard followed immediately by a line feed. So the method documentation is this will read one complete line until we enter a enter key in the keyboard. So using this object, I am reading the line. I'm
Okay,
calling
that
that
means
this
buffer
method.
reader has some meaning here.
Buffer
It's not.
reader is the class. We are creating an object of the class.
My question is, instead of buffer reader, just we can create our own class, right?
You can create your own class. You have to write all the inbuilt functions to read from a console. Everything you have to recreate it.
Okay,
When it is
here buffer
already
reader
there,
is a default class,
yeah, it is
inbuilt
already there.
class. There is something
They have
functionality
done,
in it.
yeah, they have done all. If I go inside this class, you can see they have written these many logics inside.
Gotcha.
So we need not recreate and rewrite. We can just reuse the same logic to read from the line. If something is already there, if we reuse it, it will save our time. That's all. So I will call bs.readLine. Okay, when I go here, what it is telling read line, we saw that description. What it is returning, a string. What is the access modifier? Public. So this method is accessible outside, and this method will return a string value. When I call this method, I should be ready to get a string value and store. So I'll create a string value and I'm storing whatever is returned. So now this is something new. While earlier we saw if statement, yesterday we saw for, today we are seeing while. So what we are doing here is value equal to bs.readLine will give whatever I am typing here until I press enter. Until I press enter, that will be considered as one single line. That will be sent here. What I am doing, if, while means while, normal English while only. While this whatever value I am giving is not equal to null. Null means an empty value, which is nothing. If there is some value, then this will continue forever. The reason being, I have to ask one more value. I'll comment this and I'll run and show you first. Let's see what happens. So first I'm just using read line. I'm getting the value. I'm printing it. Let's see what happens. I'll run the program. It will be waiting for my input. You see here this small red color box terminate. If this is highlighted, this means the program is still running. For a normal program, if I don't give this read line and I run it, automatically the red color box would have become gray. If you see, notice it is done. Means the program finished. There is a statement terminated, which means the program is terminated because we are not expecting any input value. But once I enable this line, which means I am expecting something from the user. So the program will not terminate until the user gives a value. So there is no line as terminate here, and this is on, which means the program is still running. Now I'll give Rajesh is my name. The reason I'm typing space is only this will not be considered as a value, the entire line until I hit enter. Now I'm going to hit the enter key. Whatever from the buffered reader, it will read the line and it will assign to value. That is what is printed here. This is how we read from input string. Now this is one value. What if I want to read like multiple values? Now it is terminated, right? After I hit enter, it is terminated. I have read one values. To read multiple values, we give this while. While until the value becomes empty, this will continue forever. So here I'll give the sysout inside and I'll remove this if statement also. So while the value is there, what is the value? bs.readLine, which is the input value. Until the user gives an input, you read continuously and you print it. So if I run this, it will tell I give A, B, See, it is not stopping if you see, because the user has entered the value. So it's continuously printing the value and ready for next value. So we have to break somewhere, right? We have to stop this and come out. Otherwise, it's going to be an infinite loop where I can continuously enter as many values I want. One second, I got a doubt whether I started the recording or not. Yes, it is recorded. Okay, so continuously it will be running. So to do that, we already studied the if statement. What I'm telling is, if the user enter value is q, then break. Break means break this loop and come out. So if I run this until the user presses letter Q, so I hit 1, nothing, 2, nothing, 3, nothing, 4, everything will be good as soon like as long as I press anything. If I go Q, the system will, the program is terminated. If you notice here, the red is gone and we get as terminated. I'll run one more time and show you. The red is still on now. If you see here, 1, it is still on, 2, it is still on, 3. Now if I give Q, the red will be turned as terminated. It means it's breaking and coming out of the loop. This is how we read from input. To know more about this, I'll tell you something interesting which I've not said so far. There are something known as debugging. So this blank space you see before the number, you can click on it actually. You can click on it and there will be something called breakpoints which will come up. This blank line. So this means I can see the program when it is running. I can actually go into the program and it's running. For that, you should not click on this run. There is something like a bug, which is debug. We have to click on this and start. What is the program I want to run? April 16. So I debug this program. When it sees a breakpoint, it will stop. It is telling launching. It will ask for some, this is the firewall access in your local machine. Then there will be a window which will come up and ask confirm perspective switch. That just give switch here. The debugging will open up. You can see a highlighted green color highlighted row. Here it is. Now what this means is the program is waiting for us. We can go into step by step and see what is happening in the program, how it is executing. This will help you understand how Java works, how your programming is working. Everything you can understand through this. So to go now, the program is in the first line. It has not run. Now I'll give F6. Okay. Here there are clues. Step into F5, step over F6, and this is F8. So I'll give F6, which means one level. It will go one level. Now what happened? We created an object. You can see here the variable section. One object is created. BS we created. What is the type? Buffer reader we created. Now what is the next line? Value equal to BS dot read line. The value is not yet created. Now only it's going to be created. This line, it will expect, I'll give Rajesh, and the value is created if you see here. Are you following? This is one,
Yes, Rajesh.
yeah, one important thing which will solve a lot of issues for you. That this will help you debug your logics more easily. So now only the value object is created after this line. Now we are in 11th line. 11th line, what is that we are doing? If bs.readline is not equal to null, it is not null because I have given a value. I have given a value as Rajesh. So what it will do? It will go inside now. It's going to actually read once again. It will go inside because whatever I have given is not null, and it is now going to check whether it is equal to Q. What is the value? If I mouse over also, I can see the value. Value is Rajesh. it is not q. So it will not go inside this loop. It will go inside when the value becomes q. It is going to skip here and it is going to come to this sys out. Here it is. Now if I give a F6, this will be printed here. Printed. It is going again to while loop until the value becomes null, or until we break. The while loop will continue forever. Now it is again waiting for our input. Now I'll give q and I hit enter. It has come inside now. What is the value? Q. So value q is equal, ignore case. Here case means lowercase or uppercase. We can do capital Q or small q. Both are allowed. For that only we give here. We check using lowercase or uppercase. It goes inside because it is true now. We entered q. We are telling if user has entered q, go inside break. See, after I hit F6, it has come out now. And the program is terminated. So this is how we read from the input. Any questions?
Rajesh, you started the start point and the break point, right? What we call those ones? Break
Yeah,
points?
these are called breakpoints.
Okay. Whenever we start the break point, the program is going to execute up to that end, before that
Correct.
line.
Correct.
And then whatever the thing we are going to do, we go to next line, next line, next line, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
Here there is a view as breakpoint and variable. This will help you see all the variables in the program. Now we have read from the system, from the input. We'll write it to the output now. For writing, what I said, it is output stream. So we will write into a file. File output stream. Let's go into the documentation and see what is the how we have to use it. So everything is in documentation. You need not know anything else, or you need not. That's what I said initially. Syntax wise, everything will be there in the Google. I would suggest you to go through the documentation than the other programs initially. So file output stream, we have these many methods. To create a file output stream, there is a, have they given a syntax sample? No, they have not given. So what they are telling, to create an object, you have to pass something as file object. Okay, so what I'll do, class file output stream object equal to new file output stream of, here itself the in the suggestion they are telling, creates a file output stream to write to the file represented by the file object. So we have to create a file object. So it is null now. Here I have to give a file object. I'll give new file of, again this is a class. I'll go in here and see what is file. I can go as here, or I can just click here and go. They have given a link. And new file object, they will just expect a string. Here it is, a path name. Create a new file instance by converting the given path into abstract path name. So what we can do, new file of my file dot txt. So what we are telling, you create a file and to that file create an output stream. Now we have to write. So file output stream object dot, we have to see what is the method. We'll go back to the documentation. File output stream dot, there are just few methods, close, get channel, write. So I'll take this method, write of bytes. This is write of integer, but we are having a string value. So what I'll do, write of what we have to write, whatever we read here, value. So I'll give here value. It will throw some compilation error because write is expecting byte array. What I have given string. So what is the error? The method write is not applicable for string. So what I have to do, string dot to not string dot get byte. If you want to know how I did this, I have to go to documentation of string class. Where is string? It will be in the Java column string. So java.lang.string. If I go to string class, there are these many, no, not this is constructor. Constructor will come later. So these are the methods available in string. There will be a method get byte. So I'm not doing any magic, just everything is in the documentation. You have to spend some time knowing what are the methods, what are the attributes in every single class, and this would be very easy for you. So I'll use the get bytes, it will return byte here. The other method is expecting a byte. So I'll give just get byte and it will work. Now I'll not use debug anymore. I'll just run. Before that, I'll refresh and see whether there is any file with this name, myfile.txt. We don't have any file here. Once I run the program, it's going to ask me what is Rajesh is my name, and I give Q. It's done. Now if I refresh, one output file would have been created, myfile.txt, and Q is written because this is what we entered at the end. So Q is written. So, but something is written, right? So to write the original text, what I have to do is I have to go inside. I have to put this inside. I have to create a file object outside, and I have to use the object to write it here. Let's see now. No, because it is overridden. So I have to do an if else, which I'll do it later. What I'll do is if it is breaking, if it is not equal to Q, only then I have to write. So no problem. I'll not confuse now. Let's keep it. But I just wanted to show how to read from input and write to an output file. Any questions so far?
Rajesh, here just were explaining system.in, system.out. That's what, right?
Not system.in. This is reading from an input and writing to an output.
Then what's the difference between system.out and in with this?
So here we are not writing to this system.out.println. This will print to the console, not the file.
Okay,
This is the console.
out.
This is the console. Wherever I'm typing here, right? This is called the console.
Okay.
But the where we are writing to a file here, myfile.txt.
Okay.
Did it answer, or you can tell me if you are confused still?
I'm confused because here we are getting input from the console, or
this is one section. We are getting input from the console.
okay.
And we are writing into a file. We are not writing into console. Console is this.
That means we are storing into one file, right?
Correct.
That's what we are telling.
Correct.
Okay. And stream dot, before it was like stream dot output. Okay, it's going to store in the
output stream.
Output stream. And input stream?
Input stream is what we are reading here. ds.readLine.
This is reading
Buffered
from the
reader.
console.
Yes.
Okay,
Instead
output
of
is storing.
yeah, instead of console, we can also use file input stream. If I go to the documentation, I'll search for file input stream. Here it is.
That means file input stream is
From
taken
file.
from the console, and output stream it is going to store in
No.
the file what we are going to give. That's
Correct.
what you are telling, right? Okay.
No. Now I have used just a buffered reader, so this will read from console only. But if you want to read from a file,
Okay.
let's say I have one file here, like new file, input file.txt. I have it, and I'm giving this is employee name, employee number. Like this, we have datas. We have a bunch of datas.
Okay.
We want to read this file now. Using this, we cannot read because this can read only from console.
Okay.
So you have to go to input stream, file input stream, and file input stream expects a file object. So what we have to do, we can create here file input stream object equal to new file input stream of, so new file of, what is the file name, input file.txt. So now we are telling the program that there is a file as input txt. You create a stream and get ready to read that file, whatever is there in it.
Okay.
Now fis dot, we'll go to this and see what are the methods available. File input stream. Read and read bytes. Read line is not there. Okay, there is read byte. So what we'll do, fis dot read all bytes. Now let's see if the buffered reader can take if this can take this file input stream object, then we are good. No, it cannot take. The constructor of file input stream is not used. Let's say if instead of syn we can use this. Yes, it is taking. Let's try it. Instead of system.in, we create a, where it is, April 28. I'll comment it. Here's the read line. I'll go out value. Okay, whatever we gave in the file, it has come here. See.
Okay. That means the input stream it will take from the file.
If
What
you
we
give,
have.
yeah, if you give system.in, it will read from the console. If you give file input stream, so real time where this would be used is, we have an employee data in Excel sheet, like 1,000, 10,000 employees, and you want to import into database. This case,
Okay.
we will be using file input stream and reading the Excel as it is. And from the program, we'll get all the data here. From the program, we'll insert into the database. That is the real time usage. Okay.
What about output stream, Rajesh?
Output stream will be useful when you want to export employee data. It's saying you have a screen and you want to, there is a requirement that you have to export every employee's data into Excel file. That case, we'll have a button as export. When you click on export, the control comes to the program we read the data from the database. Using output stream, we store into a file.
Okay. Input is getting and output is just retrieving the data, and we are going to show in another file.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
I am clear, but I am a little bit confused. Not clear, but I have like 2%
Yes, please. You
confusion
can.
here.
Yeah. You can ask me. I'll clear. Tell me. What is the exact like point where you are
Input
getting?
stream, I got it. Output stream.
Output stream is you have used Google Mail, right? Where they provide an
Gmail.
option to Gmail, where they provide option to export your data, export the email. You can store as PDF or any others. Like, have you used any system where you can export your data?
Yeah, for example, we are using PowerShell to export data, multi-factor authentication. Right?
Yes. So in that same way, if we want to export something to a file, Java should provide an option, correct? That is why
Yes.
they have provided the output stream.
Okay.
Where when generating reports, let's say you have an application and you want to generate report. What is the output for the report? It can be PDF, XLS, CSV, correct?
This input file is just our data. And output stream is the data which is in any database or anything
Correct.
we are going to show it. Okay.
Exactly. That is what it is. Output is from system to the user. Input stream is from the user to the system.
Okay.
Are you clear?
Yeah, clear. Thank you.
Okay. So let's continue the collection which we did yesterday. Yesterday we saw about sets, list, and maps. Now we'll combine this input and the collection. So my requirement now is whatever values I'm getting from the input, I have to add to a list. Okay. So I'm using system.in. So from the console, I'm going to read, and I'm going to read every single value. And one second, there is some small correction here. This should be equal to M3 and okay, let's try now. Okay, it's working good now. So okay, my requirement now is I can provide as many values I want. So we have that feature now. Until I press Q, the user can enter all the names like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 7 days he can enter. Whatever he is entering, we have to add to a list. And when he presses Q, we have to display everything, whatever he has entered. So that's the logic we are going to build now. So I will create a array list. So list of, I'm going to store string input list equal to new array list of, this is the syntax. Again, you can go to java.util.list. So you can go to the documentation, java.util package. You go to util package. You can see all the classes which are available, interfaces. Here it is. Abstract list, abstract map, queues. We have all these things. We are using array list. If I go into this, I can see there is a description on what is the array list, what are the different methods of array list. So add e, add int e means we can add at a particular position, add at second position, third position, that way. I'll use add. So we have created an array list, and Where is the value which we are getting from the user? It is in value. So here I'll add input list dot. I'll call the add function inside the list. We have four options, no, two options, string or integer. I'll just add string. What is the value? Value is our value. So I add everything to the list. So what happens? Until I press Q, whatever I enter will be added into the list. And when the break is happening, the system will come here. The control comes here. I will go sys out input list. Now I'll debug and show this. You'll know what the array list is and how it works. First, I'll run and show you. Okay, it is ready. I'll go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now I'm done. So I'll hit Q. Here, see here, the array list, everything is added. Now, to know the beauty of this, I'll give a debug here. When it is getting added to the array list, I'll give a debug. I'll hit debug here. So it's waiting. I'll go Sunday. It has come to the debug position. So now you watch here. The array list, it is empty. Do you see here?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yes. So the input value, whatever I entered Sunday, has come in this value variable. So you can see here in the variable field, value is Sunday, but the list is empty. Now, after I go through this line by hitting F6, the list one value will be added now. I'll hit F6. The list has now one value. Now I'll continue. Again, it's entering, waiting. Monday. Again, there is a debug because at this point, I want to see what is happening. Now, value has become Monday and list is still Sunday. I give here add. Now, list has Monday in it. So, this is how array list works. When we add something, when the add is called, this is how it's getting added to the list. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, instead of list, I will add to set and show you. We'll not disturb the list. We'll have it set. Only then you'll know what is the main difference. So I'll have
That means just we are sorting.
not only sorting, there's one more thing. I will show you that.
Okay.
Input set equal to new. Yesterday when I was telling that, that time only it got disconnected. So I'll create a set now. So set is an interface. You remember, right? Set is an interface and not array list. It is hash set is a class. Hash set is a class. Input set. Now the same thing we'll do. Where are we adding to the list? We'll add to the set also. Input set dot add same value. No changes. We'll go set also in the sysout. Input set. No, I have to do separately. Actually, Angular has this. We can add multiple and provide sysout set. Okay. So I have not done anything special. I have created one set variable where I am adding to the list same value I am adding to the set and I am printing it. Clear? Just to demonstrate what is the difference between set and list. Main difference. So I run this. I run this. I go same Sunday. Now by mistake I am giving Sunday again. And I give Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Now I forgot whether I gave Tuesday or not. Once again I am entering Tuesday. I forgot whether I gave Thursday or not. I mean once again entering Thursday. Now I give quit. You see the main difference between list and set here. What it is?
It's not repeating the same value.
Exactly. Set will not allow duplicate. So that's an interview question. When you face an interview, the collections are the main thing in Java. What they will ask is, why do we have two things? Why do we have a list and a set when both are doing the same purpose? The main difference will be set will sort, set will not allow duplicate. Set will allow only unique. See, but list will not bother. List will just add. It's like a dump. Whatever you feed it, it will add it. But set will try to sort. If it is a string and cannot be sorted, it will be arranging, it will not allow duplicate. But if you see here, it has done something. After Sunday, it has sorted, it has arranged in some order, but it's not in a, if we have integer, you can check that it will be in order. So the main difference is set will not allow duplicate. Now,
Okay.
let's not disturb this and let's add one more as map. So the collections we have three, right?
One
List.
second, Rajesh.
Yes,
Sorry to
please.
disturb you. Here Sunday, Saturday, the arrangement of the set is not in a particular way, right? It's like garbage.
It
you
it
can
has
say.
arranged in a hash code. We have
Okay,
something as
gotcha.
hashing technique. Based on that hashing, it has arranged. But using this, we cannot, as a human, we cannot infer why it has arranged this way. But it is arranged using hashing. As I said, since it is a string, we cannot determine this.
Okay, gotcha.
At least we, like, if Monday was before Saturday, we can tell that M comes before S. So it is arranging
That's
as
what
an
I'm figuring. It's like
alphabetical.
half order,
No, it
but
is not
I
in
hadn't.
alphabetical order. Yeah. If it was numeric, it would be. Now going to the third collection. Collection has three: list, set, and map. So we'll have map of, we'll store string, comma, integer. So map object, new hash map of string, comma, integer. So we are creating third collection now. And when the user enters the value, we will add the same thing, but map will be different, slightly different. For that, we will go to the documentation, hash map. When I used to recruit people, right, in, like, whenever I was working, when the fresher batch comes in, the first thing, and like for 2 to 3 days, what I give them is this documentation alone. I tell them, you go through every single piece in the documentation when you write the code. Don't search in Google. I used to, most of the time, I used to disconnect the Google and just give a bunch of PDF. So because every single word, whatever you have here, is there in this documentation. Package, import, whatever you see, java.io.buffer, com. Not here. This is our collection, but everything java.util.set, static, everything is there in that documentation. So you have to dig into the documentation so deeply that you understand every single thing. Whatever you get in the net, those are all have come from the documentation, because documentation is what will come first when Java guy is releasing the new version of Java. People like us will read through the documentation and we write our own blog, our own experience and programs. So the master is actually documentation. So at least for some time, I strongly refer that you have to read the documentation. Okay, now we'll go to the map, java.util.map. No, hash map, right? Util.hash map. Here it is. So, oh, already we are in. Okay, so what they are telling, there is some essay on this. This will tell, like, we have something as capacity, load factor, all those things. You can go through this. This is like a beautiful way of how it works. This, when you start reading this, you will understand the actual, like, beauty of hash maps. So we'll go to the methods. We have something called constructor. I'll go through that later. Methods. We have clear, cone, compute, all these things are there. Contains, we'll have something put. There it is. So associate the specified value with a specified key in the map. So hash map will have a key and a value. Key is like the key we have, and the value is what is stored against the key. So in this case, let's consider that whatever user is entering is a key. So I'll put here map obj dot put whatever user is entering is a key, and I will associate value here. What I will associate? I'll associate 1. Now let's see what happens. When I run it, so my perspective is changed to Java and debug perspective. I will come back. It has come out here. Okay, it's already running. I'll stop it. Okay, I'll start again. Now, if I give Rajesh, no, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 values I'll give, and I'll quit now. Oh, sorry, I didn't print out that hash map. This out, map obj. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we have 3 values, and I am quitting it. So see here, hash map, everything it is assigning 1 as the value. Key is Sunday, this is how it will store in the hash map. Key is Sunday, value is 1. Key is Tuesday, value is 1, Monday. Now I want to increment the value. I'll do one integer as counter equal to 1. What I'll do, I'll use the counter as the value here, and I'll do counter equal to counter plus 1. Now if I run it, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and quit. So Sunday 1, Tuesday 3, Monday is 2. Okay, again the order is not there in hash map, but if you see the counter, second I gave Monday, so Monday is assigned to 2. So this is how hash map stores the value in it. Now counter equal to counter plus 1. For this, a short form is counter plus plus. If you give this, the equivalent syntax is counter equal to variable plus 1. The short form is this.
That means, Rajesh, for every particular word, one number is mapping. That's what, right? Mapping.
Correct. And the number is incrementing. You're right.
Okay.
Now, Monday, Tuesday, and quit. Monday is 1, Tuesday is 2. So this line, if I rewrite like this, it will work. Again, I want to reduce it. I'll comment this. Here itself we can go. This should also work as usual. Monday, Tuesday, and quit. It is working. Now, understood so far?
Yeah, right.
Okay, now I'll reverse it. Whatever user entered, I placed as value. Now I'll reverse it. Whatever user entered, I placed as key. Now I'll put it as value. So what happened? Here, this value. So what I'll do is, the key is integer, value is a string, but it is telling error because I declared a string comma integer. So I have to reverse it here. First is an integer, key is an integer, and value is a string. if I run this now, I'll go same Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I'll go quit. Now 1 is assigned as Sunday, 2 is assigned as Monday, and 3 is assigned as Tuesday. Clear? There's no difference, same as whatever we saw. Any questions?
It's
Hello?
clear, Rajesh.
Yeah, okay.
Just you are mentioning in different ways.
Yes. The reason I'm mentioning different way is I want to show one more thing. What is the feature of a map? So what I'll do is, after all these things are done, before it prints out, I'll put something here. I'll put as 1, comma, updated value. So what will happen now is, when I run it, Sunday will be assigned as 1, Monday should be 2, Tuesday should be 3. Now if I quit, we see that Sunday is gone now, because hash map will replace the value. If already a key is there, you are placing one more value, you are trying to put it, means it will remove the old value and replace the new value. Okay. So these are the 3 collections. I'll just show one more thing and we'll wind up for today. We saw how to add to a list, how to add to a set, and how to add to a map. The same way, we will see now how to retrieve from all 3. Now retrieve from map. So retrieve from list, we'll start with the same. So we'll have a form for, and what is there in the list? What are we adding? String. So for, we'll retrieve the string temp string object in input list, and sys out temp string object. If I print, I'll comment these things. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll quit it. So see here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This one is getting printed from the for loop. I'll give here from for loop, just to know that it is printing here. Monday, Tuesday, and Q from for loop Monday and Tuesday. This is how we iterate a list. Now to iterate, this is called iteration. Iteration. So interview, mostly this also will be asked. What is iteration? How do you iterate from a list, set, and map? So how to iterate from a set? It is exactly the same. List and set are same thing, so there will not be any difference. Just that the value stored in the set is going to be unique, but otherwise list and set are of same family. So I'll use the same thing. We'll see.
Rajesh, I didn't get it here. You are using iteration for loop.
We have a list, correct? We have added
Yes.
items to the list. Now we want to go over the list and print the value, fetch the values. What is there in the list without giving sys out? I want to fetch, yeah. I want to go over the list and see what all are stored inside.
By
That is
using
called
for loop.
yes.
Okay.
So set is also of same. Okay. Now I can show one more thing. Instead of using this for loop, there is one short way, but that is not advisable. I can just do system.out.println input list dot get. There is a get method in the list. If we go to the documentation, this is what will be there in the there it is. There is a small hint coming up, right? This comes from the documentation. This will be exactly in the documentation. So Eclipse parses the documentation and shows us in a nice way. So what it tells, returns the element at the specified position in the list. Okay. If I give get of 1 and let's try to run this. If I go Monday, Tuesday and quit, it will, it is printing Tuesday, if you see here, because I am trying to get the second element. Get of 1 means second element. The list starts from 0. If I give debug, I don't know if you noticed earlier, you can see the list there. Monday, see here the list. If I expand, it is not added. See here 0. Notice this square bracket 0. So it is not storing in first value, it is storing in the 0th value. So list starts from 0. Understood? That is why now if I quit, there will be error, because there is no first element, index out of bound. You are trying to access first element. Are you getting this?
Rajesh, could you please repeat it? I'm sorry about that. I put
Uh,
one map object dot code. Where is it?
Not map. No. What I said was, let's not go into where it is.
Line 38.
No. Let's go into this later. For
Mhm.
now, this will wind up. I want you to focus on one thing here. When I debug and I keep on adding Monday, you notice that the element we are adding is added in list at 0th position. Of 0 is Monday.
Okay.
It is not 1.
Okay.
When I give Tuesday, it will be stored in 1. When I give
Okay.
Wednesday, it will be stored in 2. So I want you to see here. 0 is Monday, 1 is Tuesday, and 2 is Wednesday. It is not 1 is Monday. Even though we entered the first value, list is storing in 0. The second value will be stored in 1. Third value will be stored in 2. It's always, it starts from 0. This is one thing you want to, you should be aware of. The collection starts from 0. It does not start from 1.
Okay.
So just wanted to show that.
Okay.
So what is the list? What is the size of the collection? 3. Okay, but it starts from 0 and ends in 2. It does not start in 1 and 3. Normal human, we know that it's when we tell I am storing 3 values, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. What I'll tell, 1 is Monday, 2 is Tuesday, and 3 is Wednesday. But list will tell 0 is Monday, 1 is Tuesday, and 2 is Wednesday. So what you have to understand is the collection stores from 0. That's the key. That's all I wanted to tell. All the collections will store at 0. Okay. So any questions so far?
No, Rajesh, it's clear.
Okay, good.
I'm
So,
good, Rajesh.
good. So today we have covered how to read input values from the console or from file, both, and how to write values to the console or to the file. So all the 4 methods we saw, and we saw how to add values to list, set, and map, and how to retrieve values from list and set. How to retrieve values from map alone, it is pending. That is something different, so I'll cover up later along with its when there is a relevant thing coming up. When I tell that, you'll understand it better.
Okay, Rajesh. And
So
put
I
also
think,
are going to tell in coming section, right?
yeah, I'll tell
Okay.
up in the coming sessions. So I think for today we'll wind up on this. So you can practice whatever we have done so far. The core Java, the actual core Java is the collections. Collections are alone is called the core Java. Collections input streams are not that much important, but it will be useful in the live programming. By the way, one thing I wanted to ask: what is the uh, what is the type of training you are expecting? Is there anything like, do you want more of a job focused on interview type, or is it for knowledge? So how is that you people are expecting?
Rajesh, my perspective, I am new. Whatever you are telling, I am good.
Okay, so for okay, others, anyone else can also share their view. Do you want to simultaneously tell in terms of interview, or should I go only on the knowledge part of it, on the actual working?
If you say like how it's going to help in an interview or how it's going to used in the real time work, then it's gonna be great.
Yeah, so that should be good, right? So I can tell,
Yeah.
I can just link it and show in terms of the real world examples, in the real projects. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Okay, then. So for this week, we have covered a decent amount of core Java part. Just go over this. Again, we'll meet up on Monday. So by next week, we should be starting the advanced Java. Okay, so that's the plan I have. Any questions? You can. We can.
Rajesh, and one more thing. Could you
Yes,
please
please.
share the documentation what you have? That means the list, the
Yes,
blueprint.
I'll do it right away.
Thank
Just
you.
one.
Not,
How-
I have this link. The one day is the Word document, right?
this one, the topics, correct?
Yeah, yep.
Yes, I'll send it. I'll send it in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay then, guys. So have a nice weekend. Let's talk again Monday morning.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Thanks all.